Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna. I'm a little bit spooky, and today we're testing out the Revlon Illuminance Skin Caring Foundation, and we're gonna give it a little wear test. I have been actually working with this foundation for a few weeks now, so I got some thoughts. Before we jump right into the demo and talk about the claims, the benefits, and my thoughts, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below, let me know some other foundations you would like to see me test out, and yeah, onto the makeup footage. We're jumping right in with application with the Revlon Illuminance Skin Caring Foundation. I'm applying it with a sponge because I feel like I get the best results with a sponge, and those results, spoiler, are not the greatest. This does come in 28 shades and it runs very, very pale, as you can see on my skin tone. I actually think I have a shade that is damn near too light for me. Doesn't happen often because I am a ghost. And this foundation retails for $17.99, so with tax this is a damn near $20 foundation at the drugstore. I know it has skincare in it and some benefits, but for that price point at the drugstore I am expecting gold. I'm expecting high-end performance. So according to Revlon, this is a radiant foundation that is supposed to give you the benefit of skincare and makeup all in one. It says it leaves skin naturally radiant and you'll see smoother skin over time. This does have the skincare benefits, and it says it will improve your skin over time. I don't put much stock into that because I'm not looking to my foundation for my skincare benefits. I think it can enhance a foundation and make it perform a little bit better in certain instances. So to me, it's just a nice added bonus, a more is more type of thing. Also, I'm not one to use the same foundation every single day, day in and day out, to see the benefits of that skincare. But it does claim to give you smoother skin over time. It says that it will increase the skin's elasticity, reduce the appearance of roughness in 4 weeks. I have been testing this foundation for at least 3, and I don't think I've seen any benefits, because I've been using it almost every day trying to test it out and get it to work for me. I can't say I've seen any benefit from it. It also claims to boost radiance, which, yeah, it is definitely glowy. It is a definitely very glowy foundation. It has a pearl to it, and it is also one that does not really set down. It stays kind of tacky, so you got kind of the double whammy. A pearlized finish within it, and that it is a very emollient formula that stays dewy. It is made without synthetic fragrance, parabens, and phthalates, which is great. Claims to be medium coverage and buildable. I would call this a light coverage, very, very low medium at best. In my experience, does not like to build on itself. I don't find it to be something I can layer up and get a lot of coverage from. So yeah, I don't agree with that claim. And I also do not agree with the claim that it is medium coverage. I think it's a light coverage, more of a skin tint vibe, if you ask me. But that is just my experience now. My skin is combo. It is oily and dry at the same time. So I do occasionally get the dry patch here and there, but my skin is predominantly a little bit more on the oilier side of things, but not excessively so. It's a little bit, kind of normal combo. What I found with this foundation is that it seems to bring out the worst of both of those aspects of my skin. It tends to cling to any dry patch I have. If there's a slight flake on my face, it finds it, it clings to it. It creates a patchy texture on my skin. And not only does it cling to every little bit of dry patches, every little dry patch on my face, anywhere that is slightly oily on my face turns into a full-on oil slick within a matter of hours. And things just get very, very cakey looking. They start breaking down, looking very cakey and crusty yet oily at the same time. It's not great. It is not it's not ideal. Now, this is not the worst foundation I've ever used. Keep that in mind. I've definitely looked worse, but I'm expecting a lot from this price point in a foundation from the drugstore. I'm expecting a little more than this. I'm not looking for something that is performing mediocre or something that is going to perform below mediocre. In fact, it's got to be holy grail status for it to cost nearly $20. Not only does it cling to my dry patches, and then anywhere that's slightly oily on my face does it go totally oil slick vibes within a matter of like a couple of hours. It's breaking down and melting off of my face. And this is And I'm not even testing this in the summer, in the hot weather. It is freezing cold here still. And that is happening. And it's happened every single time that I've tried to use this foundation. I've had some days that look better than others, but predominantly I find that it gets cakey around my nose. It does not sit well on my nose at all. It just kind of patches off and clings into weird little areas and then settles into my pores really bad. The glow within this one is not that nice flattering glow that's light diffusing. It's more that glow that makes every pore on your face scream and stand out. I find it settles into those pores pretty bad. It just bunches up. It gets very, very patchy looking. No matter how much I set it down or use different concealers, different skincare, different priming products with it, it just does not want to perform well and just kind of gets extremely patchy throughout my makeup application to where it just does not look good. Today I fully have patches where there's no foundation on my face, and then just like clumps of areas where the foundation has just like gathered and is just sitting in weird cakey patches. It is not looking great, and it's in areas that I don't have that issue ever with a product. It's on like the center of my cheeks it's doing this. On my nose I've had some foundations that kind of perform that way and I can kind of work around it, and it's fixable, but this one does it on my entire face. And I feel like it makes every fine line a little bit more visible, the pores a little more visible, and no matter how I have tried to make this work, it just seems to get worse. And yeah, if I don't look close in the mirror and I'm at a really, really far distance, I think, oh, it's not bad. The second I look in a mirror like 6 inches from my face, I'm like, oh gosh, oh no. It looks like it's been on my face for 20 hours and it's been 30 minutes. That's pretty much how I feel about the foundation. It just does not sit well on my skin at all. So that is pretty much my thoughts on the foundations. That is really not one that is for me, and I'm not sure who I could recommend this to, because I feel like if you have dry skin, it's gonna cling to anything and almost make your skin look more dehydrated somehow. But if you have more oily normal to oily skin, you're gonna look like you just rubbed chicken grease all over your face. So I'm not sure. So I think this one definitely missed the mark for me. The pearl in it is just too much. It's too much pearly finish. And on top of it being a dewy product, as in it being very emollient, the combo it's overkill. And it somehow manages to look dry and oily at the same time on my face. The other foundation that I think that has performed like this on my skin was back when I think Maybelline had launched, it was like the Dream Fluid or something like that, and it was one that had hyaluronic acid in it. I'll put it on the screen, which I'm talking about. That one performed terribly for me, and this one reminds me a lot of it. It also reminds me of the Super Dewy from Makeup Revolution that was just a complete flop for me, as in it just melted off. It didn't wear gracefully. That's the thing, this foundation does not wear gracefully even on the best of days. There's no touching up with it, because as soon as you touch your face, it is gone. You cannot touch this one up. It does not want to stay on your skin. My skin is like repelling it for some reason. It transfers terrible. No matter how much powder, what powder I'm using with it, what I'm putting underneath it, it does not like my skin. My skin does not like it. And it's a shame, because it has all the things that I like in a foundation. Like, it has all the claims of a foundation that I would really like. That's why I was excited about this one and wanted to try it out, because it sounds like a dream product to me. This also does have 5% squalane and hyaluronic acid within. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I actually have 2 other foundations that I think are way better options that are very similar claims, that have beautiful wear time, that look absolutely heavenly on my combo skin. And that is the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator, which is like $4, and it has squalane and I believe hyaluronic acid as well. And it looks absolutely dreamy on the skin. It doesn't emphasize any texture, any pores. It has the glow, but it's not slippy and greasy or anything like that. It just looks pretty. It never gets cakey. And my other one would be the L'Oreal True Match Hyaluronic Tinted Serum Foundation. That one is absolutely stunning. Very similar price point. It has the hyaluronic acid in it, and there's something about it that is absolutely beautiful on my skin. It's not overly pearly. It has just that kind of right level of glow to it, but it's not sticky, tacky feeling. It doesn't transfer off. It wears incredibly gracefully throughout the day as just the Wet n Wild. So if you're torn between the two, I would say look to the L'Oreal or the Wet n Wild over the Revlon Illuminance, because this one is just pretty disappointing in my opinion, and if I could, I would return it, because for $20 I'm expecting a lot more from a foundation, and it's just a very disappointing product. But for the sake of being a completionist here, I am going to go ahead and do a wear test with this so you can just see what happens throughout the day as I wear it. So this is what my face looks like, obviously with the makeup all done. I've tried to kind of hide how patchy it is, but you know, you can only do so much. The concealer I used with it today was the only two that I have found that seem to be somewhat compatible with it. That's another thing, is that it does not like a lot of other concealers. I found it really just repels away from any concealer that is slightly matte. They just are like oil and water. Was not working. So the only concealers that I found that I can kind of get to work with this is the Bright Eyes from Makeup Revolution and Adrian Wine from Maybelline. Those did fine with it, but otherwise everything else that I've tried with it has just been like nothing sits good with it. It was just real bad, Cake City. Let me try to get a little close up here so you can see what we're really looking like. This has probably been on my face about 30 minutes at this point. So yeah, let me zoom you in so you can see the actual results. So you can see on my nose, we are looking very patchy, and it's like clumps of it have caked up in weird little sections and just would not budge. I could not get to blend out. It was just not working for me. And then if we get over here into my cheek area and pore zone, you can see just obvious like clumps of foundation and patches of it. That is just, I don't even know what's happening there. And that's pretty much happened just about every time I've tried to use this foundation. It's something like that somewhere on my face. The forehead is not the worst. It's looking halfway decent on the forehead, way better than it has on previous occasions. Sometimes the forehead looks because sometimes I do get a little bit of dryness like right here occasionally, and it did not go well over that. But just right in this portion right here is looking so bad, and the nose area, I can't get over how bad it looks on the nose. I feel like you can see every single pore right in here. I don't think it's really exacerbating the fine lines too bad in my smile lines, but I can also see it gathering in them at the same time. My chin, I feel like it's just kind of caking right here, and then patching off everywhere else on my chin. Definitely kind of settling and just not looking great. Over in this region, it looks fine, but yeah. And then like in the creases in my nose, gathering, cakey, super duper cakey in the creases. I don't have that issue very often with a foundation, so yee. Like, how does this look dry and oily at the same time is my question. So yeah, and you see right here in this region, that's not blush. I mean, it's a little bit of blush, but it's mostly just my skin tone coming through because there's no coverage right there. There's no foundation right here at all. It immediately just came off when I went to go apply product over that area, even though the skin was set. And I did set my skin with the By Terry Hydra Powder because that's one of my go-to trustworthy powders that doesn't ever fail me. But not today, not today. The upper lip is looking either no coverage or textured. And yeah, just right in here, if you can see all this like breaking up and patchiness, and just where it's like clinging to certain areas. Look, my skin is moisturized. I've done all the skincare just like I normally would on any other day. I don't know why it looks like this. It is just not good. I'm not happy with this foundation at all. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wear it the rest of the day, and I'll check in just so you can see how downhill it's gonna go from here. Now, I didn't do any setting spray. I didn't put on any primer that is gonna elongate this. I actually just put it over my normal skincare. Nothing out of the ordinary around the face. So yeah, I'll see you at some point this evening, and you can see the results of this nightmare that is happening here. And for a little bit of extra torture, I think I'm going to get really close here so you can see just what is happening. Like, look at this. Look at this. What is this? What? I don't have complicated skin. So for product to act this way, it's something. Okay, it is now 1 in the afternoon. This has been on since, what did I say, like 7 this morning. So here's how we're looking. Not much better. Not better, that's for sure. Definite cake city all around here. I had sniffles, so nose is also messed up because of that. But yeah, since I like powdered it today more, I just somehow feel dry and greasy. Like, just things it doesn't feel good. I feel like it's just coming off when I touch my face. Like, why does it look like this? What is this business? What does that even start to? It's not even dry right there. What is this foundation? Why are you like this? But yeah, I guess say somehow I look dry yet oily at the same time. It doesn't feel as greasy because I did use more powder today than I have on other days, but the cake factor is so bad, and the By Terry powder doesn't usually get cakey ever. Like, it's like a go-to trusty powder for me, and it looked like this before I said it. So, you know, like this, like, come on, settling, and just, it's just sitting on my skin horribly. Look at this side. I mean, yeah. So we're like 8 hours in. My eyeshadow held up well, but yeah, 8 hours in. I'm just gonna call it here that this is not gonna go well. It's just gonna progressively fall apart from here, and I need to blow my nose a lot today, so this needs to just get washed off. And yeah, the allergies are hitting hard around here this week. So yeah, my final verdict is this is a foundation you can skip. I'm not sure who this could work for. I feel like it's just, I don't know. I think what Emily Noel didn't mind it, but it's not working on my combo skin at all. Just does not look good. So I'm gonna stick to my L'Oreal True Match Hyaluronic Tinted Serum and my Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator when I want something that this claims to do. And yeah, it's a no-go for me. It's a fail, a dud. So anyway, if there's any foundations and concealers, powders, complexion products you're interested in and you would like to see me try out, wear test on my combo mid to late 30s skin, let me know down below and I will look into them. See you guys in the next one. Stay safe, stay spooky.